The opening hook, the invisible weight. Have you ever felt that, even knowing exactly what you need to do, you just can't take the step? As if there were an invisible force holding you back? Many times, we know the right path. We know what's best for our lives. Yet, we remain stuck. Not because we lack knowledge, but because we're afraid. Afraid of hurting others. Afraid of disappointing them. Afraid of not being accepted. And this is where a question arises that can change everything. How long will you keep making other people's expectations more important than your own destiny? How long will you live in the shadow of what others expect from you, ignoring your true essence? The truth is, your life only begins to change when you decide that your self-esteem matters more than any external approval. The power of self-esteem. The people we admire, the ones who changed the world, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett, didn't get where they are just because of intelligence or opportunity. There's something deeper they all share: unshakable self-esteem. They believed in their own value, even when the world told them otherwise. And here's the truth almost no one talks about: you will never win trying to live someone else's life. You will never be happy being a reflection of what others want you to be. Only when you embrace who you truly are, without masks, without filters, without the need to fit in, do you discover your real purpose. That's the key. The life you dream of is not born from comparison, but from authenticity. The invisible prison. But think about this. Do you truly understand yourself? Do you know what you're really trying to achieve? How many of your choices have been driven by the fear of judgment, from your parents, your friends, your partner, or society? Statistics show that over 87% of people in the world live unhappy lives. Not because they lack opportunities, but because they spend their lives trying to fit into molds that were never made for them. Have you caught yourself living this way? If you're honest with yourself, the answer might be yes. Because from a young age, we are trained to please, to not embarrass our family, to lower our heads, to follow the crowd. But what if your life is waiting for you to do the exact opposite? The price of change. Let me be honest, if you truly want to change, don't expect your life to get easier. Expect the opposite. Expect it to get harder, more challenging, maybe even more painful than you imagine. Because growth requires breaking chains. It demands that you push beyond limits that once kept you stuck. This is where most people quit. But it's also where some discover their true strength. Because when life tightens, that's when you reveal who you really are. Discomfort is where extraordinary results are born. Difficulty is where purpose reveals itself. So, as paradoxical as it may sound, the path to fulfillment inevitably goes through pain. The question is, will you stop when you face it, or will you go through it? The posture of courage. There's a simple but powerful rule: stand up straight, with your shoulders back. It may seem like just a physical posture, but it's much more than that. It's a symbol. When you stand like that, you're not just adjusting your body, you're declaring to the world and to yourself, I take responsibility for my life. Standing tall is an act of courage. It means exposing your vulnerability while also showing that you're ready to face hierarchy, uncertainty, and the challenges life puts in front of you. It's no coincidence that true leaders carry this presence. Because leadership doesn't start with leading others. It starts with leading yourself. Treat yourself like someone who matters. Here's another rule that changes lives. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Think about it. You show compassion to others. You care for them, support them, value them. But what about yourself? How many times have you silently mistreated yourself? How many times have you punished yourself, diminished yourself, or abandoned yourself? Developing self-respect is not selfish. It's not narcissistic. It's recognizing that you deserve the same care you give to others. Because if you don't value yourself, how can you expect others to? Self-love is the foundation of any transformation. Without it, any external achievement loses its meaning. Meaning over convenience. There's a choice we make every day: to live for what's convenient or to live for what's meaningful. Convenience is comfortable, fast, and easy, but it rarely leads anywhere. Meaning, on the other hand, requires effort, courage, and often confronting truths we'd rather avoid. So ask yourself, do you want a life of shortcuts or a life of purpose? When you choose what's meaningful, yes, conflict will arise. Yes, Difficulties will come, but so will the opportunity to build something that lasts. Living for convenience may feel good in the moment, but living for meaning is what gives life its depth. The value of lessons. Here's something crucial. We all stumble. We all make mistakes. Failure is not the end. It's an invitation to begin again. Every crisis is a disguised opportunity. The question that changes everything is not, why is this happening to me? But, what is this here to teach me? Because if you learn the lesson, you grow. If you don't, life repeats the test in different ways until you're ready. Life always starts with whispers, small signs. But if you ignore them, eventually it becomes a scream. What you resist persists. But what you accept and learn from transforms you. Resilience and purpose. Some people say that surrendering means giving up. But surrendering to life doesn't mean abandoning your dreams. It means aligning with what life is trying to teach you. It means taking responsibility, even in the worst circumstances. I remember a story. A school built with care, every detail designed with love, faced an unexpected crisis. The pain was immense, but from that pain came a powerful lesson. What truly matters is not outside, it's within. It's not the walls that sustain a purpose, but the integrity, resilience, and awareness of the people inside them. This lesson echoes for all of us. What truly matters in life is not the perfection of the environment, but the truth of what you carry within. The final turning point. And now, the most important question. Who do you choose to be in the face of all this? Will you continue living through other people's eyes, or will you finally take ownership of your life? Your future is in your hands. Your power has always been within you. And maybe this is the moment to rise, to become who you were born to be. The path won't be easy, but it will be real. And in the end, that's what makes life worth living. If this message resonated with you, carry it with you today. Reflect, what lesson is life trying to teach you right now? If you'd like, share in the comments the phrase that impacted you the most, or simply write, I choose to be myself. That might be the first declaration of your new self.